Hello, my viewers. I welcome to this program. My name is Joseph Okhako. I'm the CEO and Executive Director of Ethics Institute of East Africa, and this is a platform that discusses matters corruption and corruption eradication. Today, I want to focus very much on the events that have been going on in Kenya for the last few weeks, where the young generation has been on the streets demonstrating about corruption and poor governance. They have listed so many things in their quest to bring order into our governance system, and I would like to summarize those things into only two headings. The issues that they are complaining about are basically about tribalism and ethnicity in matters appointment into public offices, and the number two is corruption. There are allegations of a lot of corruption within government, because of the way the ministers, the way the government officials have been presenting themselves in the public. You know, somebody is getting a salary of 1 million, but he can go to a fundraising in 1 week and he's contributing close to 10 million shillings, and you wonder, within this short period of time, in a period of less than 2 years, where has this person all of a sudden been able to make all this money, when we have other people roaming the streets without employment, right? And that has been the bone of contention. Now, my experience in dealing with the matters corruption eradication in the public service, having been working within the public service for the last 26 years, and 3/4 of that period being an anti-corruption manager within the public institution, I want to categorically state here that corruption eradication can only be succeeded, can only be dealt with successfully when the leader talks from the top and shows direction on where he wants the employees to go. For example, the president has on several occasions indicated to the public that he's ready to deal with the issues of corruption. He has indicated his willingness to initiate changes, amendments to various legislations. While this is a good move by the president, I would like to correct him and tell him that the legislations we have currently in Kenya, from the constitution to the other legislations we have, and to the independent bodies that we have established that are supposed to deal with the issues of ethnicity, discrimination, and corruption eradication, I think we have enough capacity to deal with issues of corruption. What we lack is a talk from the top that this is the direction we want the country to go. That is the problem that we have. We have various strategies to deal with the corruption within an organization. One of them is what we call value-based approach, where you want to instill good values, good morals into employees to ensure they behave well while in the service of the public, or while in the service of the business community, or whoever you are serving. Number two is what we call the risk-based approach. You take risk assessments of the organization and you bring in interventions, and you tell employees you must abide by these interventions. And then number three, we have what we call compliance-based approach, where you have to bring in rules and regulations to regulate the conduct of employees. And then number four is what we are calling the awareness and participation of employees within the aspect of corruption eradication. And all of these aspects do make a lot of sense, but they will not make sense if there is no talk at the top. I would like, for example, have a feeling that once the cabinet sits and starts working, the president should actually constitute a cabinet committee on corruption eradication to guide cabinet and the public institutions on corruption eradication within the public service. I also wish to recommend that the president should issue a circular from his office, not through the head of public service, because the head of public service is also an employee like anybody else. From his office, a circular indicating that all public institutions should prioritize corruption eradication as a matter of urgency. And that will make a lot of progress in terms of reducing corruption. Now, if I come to the value-based approach, we have four ways on how you can be able to deal with corruption within the public service. Number one is training. Let public institutions prioritize prioritize ethics and integrity training in all public institutions. This will bring a lot of capacity to deal with issues of corruption, sense and deal with corruption before it ruins the organization. Tone at the top. I've just said the president should issue a circular from his office, not through the public service. No, not through the head of public service, from his own desk, saying, I don't want corruption in my government. And I want the board of directors, the heads of institutions, the managing directors, CEOs, to prioritize corruption eradication as a matter of agency. And if that is done, I am sure there will be a lot of progress in terms of corruption eradication. Number two is what we call intrinsic motivations. Motivate employees to think ethically and behave ethically wherever they are without necessarily having to be seen by anybody else. The number four is change organizational culture. The board of directors and the others need to start behaving ethically. Once the president has issued a circular, there is a committee of the cabinet to deal with matters corruption eradication. Mr. President, you will see a lot of progress in terms of eradicating corruption, and you will not need to change laws or bring in people to do whatever you want them to do. This is enough. Walk the talk from your office, and there will be a lot of progress in ensuring there are no issues of corruption within your government. Thank you so much.